The morning air in the quiet neighborhood was crisp and still on the 28th of April. At exactly 4:30 in the morning, the world was mostly asleep, shrouded in the soft gray light that precedes the dawn. In the yellow house where the Galvin family had lived for 15 years, the lights were already on. Juan Galvin and his daughter, Gricia Galvin, were preparing for another day of honest work. They shared routine, a carpool, and a deep, abiding love for their senior companion, a 13-year-old dog named Yogi. Yogi was more than a pet. He was a silent witness to 15 years of their lives, a gentle soul with silver fur around his muzzle. On this particular morning, as one opened the gate to let Yogi have his early walk, the peace was shattered. The sound of heavy, rapid footsteps echoed on the pavement. Before Juan could even turn his head, a powerful force collided with him. It was Max, a 70-pound American bully from 2 doors down, the greenhouse where Ruben Alonso had lived for 7 years. The scene was chaotic and terrifying. Max, a combination of pit bull and English bulldog, was young, strong, and according to the testimony later given, unleashed and without a collar. The attack was sudden. Juan was knocked against the gate as Max pinned the elderly Yogi to the ground. Gricia, walking out just moments later, heard the cries of her dog and saw the nightmare unfolding in her own driveway. She saw the larger dog mauling her best friend. It was an image that would haunt her for weeks to come. Ruben Alonso eventually emerged from his home, running to intervene. He managed to grab Max by his back legs to pull him away, but the damage was done. In the desperate struggle to save Yogi, Juan lifted the smaller dog onto the roof of a car, nearly strangling him with his own leash just to get him out of reach. Max lunged again, this time at Juan, and Gricia had to kick out to protect her father, feeling the pressure of the dog's jaws against her shoe. The aftermath was a blur of sirens and sterile white rooms. Yogi was rushed to the veterinarian with a level 4 bite wound. The bills began to mount, eventually totaling $5,800. The physical injuries were severe, but the emotional toll on the Galvin family was immeasurable. They sought justice, not out of malice, but out of a need for accountability. This brought them all to the courtroom of Judge Judy Justice. The room was silent as case number 3060 was called. Mistress Galvin and Mr. Juan Galvin stood on one side, while Mr. Ruben Alonso and his son, Jason Alonso, stood on the other. The air was thick with the tension of neighbors who had once lived in peace, but were now divided by a fence and a tragedy. Mr. Alonso offered a defense that the judge found difficult to accept. He claimed he was walking Max on a leash, and that Yogi was the one who initiated the conflict by barking and biting at Max's legs. He suggested that the Galvins were at fault for leaving their gate open. However, Judge Judy, known for her sharp wit and intolerance for falsehoods, looked for the common sense in the story. She questioned how 2 people headed for work at 4:30 in the morning would allow their elderly dog to roam unattended. The narrative took a turn when the history of Max was brought into question. Mistress Galvin presented reports of prior incidents, including an attack on a 10-year-old German shepherd just months earlier in late January. She described how she had confronted Mr. Alonso alongside the owner of the German shepherd. Mr. Alonso denied any knowledge of this, but the truth emerged through his own son, Jason. Jason Alonso, a 24-year-old who lived at home, was called to testify. He stood before the judge and admitted that he remembered the confrontation. He recalled holding a ladder for his father while they were installing security cameras when Mistress Galvin arrived with the other dog owner. This revelation was a turning point. The judge noted that it was impossible for a father and son to be working together during such a confrontation, and for the father to claim he heard nothing. Judge Judy spoke with a firm, educational tone about the responsibilities of owning a powerful animal. She expressed her deep sensitivity toward cases involving breeds capable of causing serious injury, especially when they are left unattended. She spoke of the absolute liability that comes with choosing a dog that has the capacity to maim. It was a lesson in humaneness and the social contract we share with our neighbors. The judgment was clear. The judge did not believe the defendant's version of events. She entered a judgment for plaintiffs in the amount of $6,500 to cover the veterinary bills and related costs. She warned Mr. Alonso that it was his responsibility to ensure his dog never harmed another creature again. for the sake of the community and the animal itself. As they left the courtroom, the contrast in emotions was stark. Mr. Alonso felt the weight of the decision, still struggling to accept that his dog was seen as the aggressor. Mistress Galvin and her father felt a sense of relief. For them, it was never about the money. It was about the truth coming to light. Yogi, back at the Yellow House, was slowly recovering. He was a survivor, a testament to the love of a family that refused to give up on him. The Galvins planned to build a more secure fence, a physical manifestation of their commitment to safety. The neighborhood remained, with its yellow house and its greenhouse, but the dynamic had changed. The story ended not with victory of one neighbor over another, but with a powerful reminder that we are all responsible for the creatures we bring into our lives and the safety of the people we live beside. The truth, as it always does, had found its way into the light, providing a path toward healing and a more mindful future for everyone involved.